Hey guys, meteorologist Chris Tomer here with this On the Snow Before You Go forecast. Be sure to hit the subscribe button so you get notified when my latest forecasts come out. All right, let me set the table. Here's what I'm expecting over the next 7, 8, 9 days. And I've got big powder in my forecast for all of President's Day weekend. I've got a big storm on the front end and possibly a second wave coming in on its coattails, with a few different bullseyes across the west and feet of grand total accumulation. So pretty exciting forecast. Let me just show you my dates, best odds of snow here for a lot of the West. And this includes Big Sky, the Wasatch, Tetons, Colorado, interior BC, the Pacific Northwest, Tahoe, and the Northeast. I'll take this camera off so you can kind of see all the dates. For example, at Big Sky, I've got moderate snow coming, 214, 215, and then heavy, 216, 218. In the Wasatch, your primary shot of heavy snow is afternoon, evening, 213, 214, into the morning of 215. Tetons, my numbers have trended up for the Tetons. Afternoon, evening, 213 through the morning of 215. Second shot, second wave comes in. Afternoon, 216 through 218, so another shot of heavy snow. Colorado is also one of my bullseyes. I've got snow late 213, 214, 215, second wave 217 and 218 with additional moderate accumulations of snow. You can see all the other dates as a waiting game for the interior BC, waiting in the Pacific Northwest with some shots of heavy snow as well. Kind of loading up in Washington State and Oregon. Tahoe, your primary shot is late 212, 213, and 214. In the Northeast, I've got some pretty good snow for the Northeast as well. All right, here's another way of looking at this. My spider chart, odds of best snow, it's going to be tough to miss this time around. I've got so many places. What you're looking for here, more purple, higher on the web, and that's Colorado. That's Utah. That's Wyoming. That's the Sierra. And in fact, it's a lot of Idaho. It's a lot of Montana. It's Arizona. It's New Mexico. They're in the Northeast. So there's a lot of places it's going to be tough to miss this time around. Okay, let's talk about the jet stream forecast. So, we'll start this early on Thursday, February 13th. So what I'm looking for here are the brighter colors. These are winds at jet stream level, up at about 30,000 feet, steering storm systems around. This is how you kind of track that energy. Okay, so let's start it out, and keep in mind, here we are early on February 13th. Here's lunch. Here's late on the 13th. Here comes our big storm system. So this is lunch on February 14th. Look at the big dip in the jet over most of the West, taking up a lot of territory. Nailing the Sierra, parts of the Pacific Northwest, Utah, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, moving into Colorado. Here's late on the 14th. You can see the base of the trough digging through Utah, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico. Then it moves out into the plains, and that's what we're seeing. These storm systems that are coming out of the west are directly being escorted by the jet into the Midwest, the East Coast, and the Northeast, where we're seeing healthy amounts of snow. That's exactly what happens here. All right, lunch on Sunday, February 16th. Here comes the next storm system into the west. This is early on the 17th. You can see it dropping down through BC, Pacific Northwest, into the Intermountain West. And then it rolls through Utah, Wyoming, Colorado, through the 18th right here, down through the Four Corners. This is late on the 18th. Here's early on the 19th. Another storm system coming into the Pacific Northwest northern tier drops down into the Intermountain. This is late on the 19th. There's early on the 20th. So you get the picture. I mean, it's just one storm system after another across the West being moved in and out by the jet stream. All right, snow forecast over time. We'll start this early on Thursday, February 13th. So on this, the light blues correspond to under 3 inches. Greens are 3 to 6. Yellows are 6 plus. Reds are 10 plus. So at this point, we've got a pretty large storm moving through the Great Lakes and then up into the Northeast. Already starting to see signs. Here's late on February 13th. Here comes our big storm across the West. The Sierra getting hammered with big-time snows. And then it's snowing in the Wasatch, high Uintas, southern Utah, snowing in south and central Idaho, snowing in the Tetons, just starting to snow in western and southwest Colorado. There's lunch on Friday, February 14th. Big-time snows continue. And there's late on Friday, February 14th. Here's early Saturday, the 15th. Another storm hitting the Midwest and the East. Still some leftover snow late on Saturday, February 15th over Wyoming and Colorado. Then it eventually moves away, snowing in the Northeast. Here's late on Sunday the 16th. The next storm drops down out of the Pacific Northwest and hits a lot of the Intermountain. Here's late on Monday the 17th, dropping through Colorado. Here's late on February 18th. Another storm hits the Pacific Northwest. Here's late on the 19th. So it's a train. It's a train of storms. Here's my official forecast. All of the 13th through the 17th. We'll start in the Wasatch. I think for Little and Big Cottonwood Canyons, 2 to 3 feet of accumulation. Less as you go up to Park City, Deer Valley, Snow Basin, Powder Mountain. In the Tetons, those numbers have definitely trended up for me. I'm thinking probably 20 to 30 inches up there in the Tetons. Remember, you've got an initial storm system and you've got a second one as well. About a foot up there through Big Sky, Bridger Bowl. 6 is up through northwest Montana. Pretty light snows up through interior BC. 12s through Sun Valley, Brundage. Now, in the Pacific Northwest, Washington and Oregon, 1 to 2 feet less in Whistler, Blackcomb. The Sierra gets good snow, anywhere from essentially 3 to 4 feet through Tahoe all the way down to Mammoth. Southern Utah, about a foot there through Bryan Head, maybe 2 feet over Snowball. We'll see. Now in Colorado, it's generally 1 to 2 feet for most places, but a few places will push 2 to 3 feet, including parts of the West Elks around Aspen Snowmass down to Crested Butte, over the top of Silverton Mountain, a lot of those 14ers in the San Juans, and certainly over Wolf Creek. So those are going to be the bullseyes. And then potentially 10 to 20 through northern New Mexico. Okay, up in the Northeast, things are looking pretty good here. Through the 17th, I've got 10 to 14 through a lot of Vermont, 8 to 12 for New Hampshire and Maine. Pretty good numbers through Snow Ridge with some lake effect mixing in there, which pushes up the numbers. Whiteface 16 and 5s and 6s through a lot of Massachusetts. All right, guys, we'll end on the big western map here. Again, it's going to be a powder President's Day weekend for a lot of places, including the Sierra, the Wasatch, the Tetons, and a lot of Colorado. Guys, thanks for tuning in here. Always appreciate it with this On the Snow Before You Go forecast. Take care.